Hi, this is Claire again with a full moon card, and at first I wanted to say a little sorry. Some watchers remarked, some of the German watchers remarked in the last video that there was too much commercials. So I checked this and in the videos, and yes, with the monetarization, and they had up to six commercials in the video. And of course this is too much, so I checked it, and YouTube had changed some things in the monetarization, and so I was like, yeah, it's cool, it's very comfy. I just click on, and I thought they would find a appropriate way with the videos, but this is much too much. So sorry if you also had so many videos, yes, commercial videos in your last full moon card video. I found where I can change this, and of course I do it. Yeah, so feel free to say something about these things, because people are sometimes a bit shy, like, I don't want to criticize you, but this is not so good. Yes, please say it. You can say anything if you say it friendly. Yeah, so we will find a way. And of course this is much too much. You can't focus on the cards anymore if there are so much commercials. So yes, we do a little bit less. So this was just my story for the beginning, but I didn't intend to bomb you with commercials. No, we want to have some fun here. So let's start with the cards. As always, I do the German version of the video first, and then I do the English version for my English audience, and I'm very grateful for you, and I like to do it. And some might know me. I have written the book Healing Magic. It is published in Lenormand Publishing. So this is where my English connection comes from, and some people saw me doing videos on Lenormand, on tarot here, and requested. So just if you are new and you are asking yourself, what is she doing, where is she coming from, this is where I'm coming from, and many of you of course already know me. So we have a look at the full moon cards, 3 cards. It's very old-fashioned. I like also the old decks, the traditional decks. Sometimes I do new decks, but often it's like, maybe it was just too much in the last years. Everyone seemed to do a tarot deck, and it has brought up many wonderful decks. I'm not grumpy cat. I really enjoyed it, but there was this point when it simply became too much, and there was so much also good stuff, but it was simply too much, and you could not have an overview anymore, and it was oversaturated somehow. Yeah, so I'm with the tarot cards for many years now. I started almost 30 years ago as a teenager. I'm a professional for 20 years now, and I have seen this like every 15 years. Tarot has a hype, and now it's a hype with social media and everything. So people can self-publish, which is wonderful, but it brings up so much then that it's so beautiful, but still too much sometimes. Yeah, so I often stick with the classical cards because all of the symbols, and also I have a link to traditional ceremonial magic. I don't practice it, but I'm very interested in it, and the people who developed tarot as we know it all were ceremonial magicians. So and female also, male and female, and it's in English, it's always a bit difficult. In German everything has a gender. We have 3 of them, but yes, you could include the females more easily. So yes, if you are interested in this, long talking before reading the cards this time, you always have in the video description, I always do like timestamps, so you can follow it if you are not interested in my blah blah before. So yes, if you're interested in this, there is a wonderful book, Women of the Golden Dawn, which describes also the people in the Golden Dawn, which were the inventors of the tarot as we know it now. And if you are interested in the deeper layers and the history and the facts and everything around it, then I can really recommend this book to you. Yes, but not everyone of course is interested in ceremonial magic, in high magic, in classical magic. Yes, but these are the 2 things I come from, is the ceremonial magic as a theoretical foundation, and the folk magic traditions. Yes, so let's go back to the cards. It took us just 5 minutes to start. Yeah, our first card is a Two of Pentacles, and this is a quite dynamic card for the Pentacles, because Pentacles are element Earth, and element Earth is solid, it is strong, it is grounded. Yes, and the Two is a dynamic, as we can see it here with this loop, with the eternal symbol of infinity, with the internal 8. We see here the waves. It's up and down. Yeah, and this is one of the typical cards when you come as a tarot reader and you say to your client, oh well, I see there is some ups and some downs. And people are like, okay, I could say this without a reading, really? I don't need a reading for this. So, but sometimes life is like this. Sometimes it's just a straight line, and sometimes it's like this, and so we have to face this too. And yes, this means having two opportunities, playing with two opportunities or more. Maybe you have 3 opportunities, so this card is still for you. And it means really playing with this. It's not a mind game. It's not I imagine how it could be, and I imagine how the other thing could be, and then I make my decision. This is really about trying it out, at least trying a bit. Yeah, you need to get a taste of it. You really need to do it, to try. I know sometimes in life it's difficult, like you have 2 jobs of how you say, 2 job possibilities, let's say it like this. And yeah, of course you can't start with both jobs, but whenever it is possible, try to really try it out. Because we have a saying in German, experience cannot be learned, it can only be made. And this is what this card means. It is something you cannot learn. It's nothing you can do with just thinking about it and making your mind up. And it's nothing against making your mind up, but sometimes you really need to try to get the flavor of the experience, and then you can say what's right. Yeah, and this is what this card is about. And it's also a part of dynamic, as we can see. So maybe your life has been stagnant a little bit, and it was not moving ahead, and it was a bit dense. Yeah, can you say it like this in English? So this card means there comes movement, there comes yes, movement, opportunity. It won't be stuck. Yeah, this if you are stuck at the moment, this will change, and you will have possibilities, and there will be energy. Yeah, this is lots of energy in this card. Very, very beautiful. So you are juggling your balls and or your pentacles, and it's yeah, it's dynamic, and you don't have to choose yet, but you will choose, because we have, and it's really an interesting energy pattern we see this time, because it ends with the Ace of Swords. So it's not much intuition. It's really a lot of thinking, a lot of groundedness, a lot of mind also. We will come to this in some seconds, but first of all, the Emperor. And the Emperor is, yes, it's powerful. He is majestic. He is stern in a way. You see these mountains behind. The throne is made of stone, so this is like it's made for eternity. It is strong. It is. It has a foundation. It is also, you can see he has an armor below his royal clothing. And so yes, the colors are also the element of not the element, it's Aries. And this card is linked to the zodiac sign Aries, so we see many Aries colors here, the orange tones, the rusty red. It's a lot of Mars energy, of course. And we also see he has this armor below everything, so he could fight if he wanted to. It's also important for real life. It's not just you are a ruler, but you can also make these rules like how you say in English, you can apply them. It's not that you are sitting there and you're saying, oh, these are the rules, please obey to the rules, but you can make people obey to the rules. Yeah, it means you can really make it happen, what is important to you. So this was a theoretical part. What does this card mean in real life? In real life, this card means you should go with law and order, so to speak. It means, yes, established processes. You don't have to invent the wheel again, as we say in German. Look what is useful, look at structures, at rules, at typical ways to solve situations, typical solutions. Look at what is customary, all of these things. This card is a bit old-fashioned in its own way. It does not mean you are like dynamic and you are forceful to life and you are like you're trying to put your own stamp on life, as we would say in German, but you are looking at what is already established, what is working. Okay, I will do it like that. Yeah, you don't need to invent. You can really save a lot of energy with this card, and this energy will show up here and it will pave new ways. So please do it like this. Sometimes there is a time in our life, and this approach in these days is very much celebrated, at least here in social media and so on, this approach of, yes, I'm an inventor and I do it my way, and I'm very intuitive and I do like everything I invent myself. Yeah, as we say, as I had already said in German, invent the wheel yourself. But sometimes inventing the wheel yourself would just be wasted energy. Sometimes it's good to rely on structures that are already existing, on ways to achieve goals that are already paved, and it's just energy saving, and it brings you much more further than you would go without this. Yeah, sometimes it's okay to play with English today. To go with the rules. Yeah, here's a ruler. Okay, I go with the rules. I go with the structures that already are existing. This is not a card for rebels, definitely not. Yeah, but being rebellious or being the big inventor is not always the right approach. Sometimes it's good to go with life, and sometimes it's not good, but with these cards it is good. So what I want to say is not every approach is good at every time. You really have to look at the situation at hand. It's not about, I have this one approach towards life and I go like this because this is my only authentic way. And yeah, you know, social media is full of this, I do my thing and in my way. And yes, you can burn a lot of energy, or you do it as it is appropriate to the situation at hand. Yes, you know what I mean. Many words, but you get what I mean. So this is like an process you can see here, and this process comes to the Ace of Swords. We are having a look at it in a second, and this is really like trying out, finding out, juggling with possibilities, ups and downs, but movement, it does not go to down and then stays there, it goes up again. So there is a lot of dynamic, and you really try it out. Try as much as you can to make experiences and not just to learn with a head. Yeah, this is hands-on element of earth. So then he comes and he is like, okay, enough playing, now structure. Now we bring it into a form. Yeah, and we rely on things that are already proven, on structures that are already existing. It's like an ancestor, also ancestor topics can show up with this card, like as the old people did it, so to speak. Yes, this is really relying on what's already there, on order, on structure, on all these boring old-fashioned things, but sometimes they are the best way to get things done. And why waste energy when this is at this time the best way, and next time you can be as fancy as you wish again. Yes, so because the third card really shows with the energy you can save with this approach where this energy goes, and this is a very good path for the energy, because the Ace of Swords, as all swords, it's a card of beginning, it's a card of new starts, it's the first card of its row, but it's also in a Kabbalistic sense, it has all the other cards in its belly. It's like all the opportunities of the other cards are also inside of it. The ace is bigger than it shows, and the swords are logical thinking, very rational, very much head, mind, thinking things through, making a list, I always recommend, and especially with these cards, I recommend to have your notebook at hand, or yes, maybe making notes on your phone, or voice recordings, or whatever way you prefer, but don't let the good thoughts slip away in everyday life. And it can be stressful, so the good ideas might vanish. Please write them down in some way, or speak them in your phone or whatever, but make them accessible at a later time. So this Ace of Swords is really about new ideas, new thoughts, new solutions, new approaches. It is very, very straight. It is not much about emotion. It's not much about your gut feeling, your intuition, and all the things we like to rely on, maybe on other times. But sometimes it's best to make your list, to go step by step by step through this list, and to finish things. And this card is one of those boring cards. Yes, it depends. Some people really like it, to go by the list. I'm more, for me personally, it's also more about intuitive approach and everything, but sometimes this is really the best thing, and then do it because you save a lot of energy. Yeah, and this energy is then there for you, and you have it for your intuitive projects or whatever you are doing. So keep yourself very focused, very clear. This card is about clearness, and it is about also, this can be very freeing. You started here, it was up and down, it was very dynamic, it was also unsure. Here you know exactly what you want, how you want it, and what you want to do to approach it and to get what you want. So this is a wonderful card. And if this was not just dynamic for you, but it was also very like a little struggle, then this card shows really you got it. And you got it because you played by the rules. Yeah, I know it's uncool to play by the rules, but sometimes it's the best way. So when we put all of this together, you start at a situation of, I don't really know, I need to try it out, we will see, it's not so sure, it's up and down. Yeah, sometimes this is wonderful because it means gaining more experience. It always means gaining more experience. I mean, it's like you're a pupil to life. And you really learn, a student of life, let's say it like this, a student of life. You really learn, and you learn in hands-on approach. You learn the best with this card. But after all of this, you want to have a clear path ahead. And this is the Emperor. This is really, I go by the rules. I do what is the best way, what is a proven way. I don't need to invent the wheel. Again, I just go by it. And I save my energy. And then we have the Ace of Swords. And this is, yes, because I did this and I brought order and structure into everything, I have the freedom to make choices as I like them, as they are really the best choices, because I thought through everything, and now it has a good, yes, it is made up in a good way. It is logical. It will work out. Yes, very logical. It's a bit cool. These cards are a bit cold sometimes, but sometimes it is just like that, and it's the best way to approach things a little bit more cool. And we will see with the next full moon cards how it goes on, if it will stay like this, if we will go more with emotions. Everything has its time. Yeah, people are often like, I am like that, and will always be like myself. And yes, of course, I mean, of course you will, but your approach towards situations should change sometimes, so you can get the best out of it. So this is with these cards also on another level are saying that it's important to have the right approach to the situation at hand, not only to like, I am like this way, I will always do it like this way. No, it's about flexibility. I know it's funny when he shows up, the Emperor, to talk about flexibility, but in an age where people are so much talking about just doing everything like you do it and so on, you really have to remind sometimes people that no, sometimes it's good to be like him. Sometimes this is the best approach, and next time another approach could be helpful. Yes, so this is really a time of getting your things together and getting structure and finding out what you really want, and then you can go on and make good decisions. So these are wonderful cards for, yes, the approaching spring here where I am. Where I am. So yes, when you're also approaching spring. This is wonderful cards, but it's also when you are elsewhere. These are wonderful cards to really make your decisions and to find out what gives my plans and my ideas and what I want to achieve a good structure, a good foundation, so I can build upon it and the house won't fall apart into many pieces because my structure was not good. Yeah, sometimes he is really needed, and then you can make good decisions based upon what you have achieved in making really a plan, a structure, a good foundation. Yeah, so these are the full moon cards for this time, and we will see each other next time again.